Wow, I love this forum, Dr. A. I just love it. I'm so grateful for you and everything that you offer to us. I'm glad you may have, I don't know. I don't want to answer the question for you. I'll just let you answer it.
Go ahead and answer it. Save me some time.
So you were talking about with one, I think it was one of the first people that came on, and you were talking about, the things, basically what I heard was the mental diet, like what we allow in, we have to kind of make sure that we're paying attention to that. I love personal growth, personal development. Like I listen to, I come here every month. I love learning about this kind of stuff. And I'm starting to notice I collect a lot of things to listen to, read, watch, that kind of thing. And potentially to the point where I can't actually absorb and apply it. And I guess I was just wondering, do you have a rhythm or a pattern of consuming something new? Because it sounds like you're reading books faster than anybody. I want to be able to read more. But I just wondered if you had a rhythm as far as like consumption versus like integration or
No,
something.
that's a good, and I like it in general. Think of your life, right, as we build an integrated life into input versus output. Okay, so your place on the planet isn't just to be an observer; it's to be a contributor, right? And so that's the goal for all of us. Whether you're contributing to one child or contributing, hopefully at a level, my goal is to be part of a group of conscious leaders that help change the planet. That's the goal. The goal, not to do it on my own. It's to do it fully collaboratively with a
Yeah.
bunch of conscious people, and that is the output. So, though, yes, when I do input, I basically pick things that allow me to enhance my future, or the future that I want for my role on this planet. But I take a lot of time off, and I do things that basically contribute to other people, whether it's individually with my daughters, whether it's with coaches, whether it's with leaders, whether it's with giving lectures like this, whether it's learning on the slopes. And I don't. It's not that I just want to absorb. I create a kind of a menu, a time block to that, right? So when I do read, I'm not reading fiction. If I want to relax totally and just melt, I'll watch a good movie, or I'll watch, something, occasionally on Netflix. Although I don't really like to do that, because then it's usually a series, and then it,
You get
either,
sucked in.
yeah, you get sucked into it, and then, and because, I'm curious. So as a whole, when I'm learning things on increasing consciousness and growing as a person, I'll specifically take things that allow me to grow. I don't read things, most of the stuff out there, from what I've read so far, about 80% out there is just the book has one idea in it, then they make a whole book about one idea. Well, all they need to do is learn that one idea, and there's many quicker ways to do that. So you don't want to get yourself overwhelmed. What you want to do is apply. So journal and apply. The whole idea is, and to raise, your identity evolves, and it's on your standards. So the things that you do, so like, just I'm pick my skiing, since we've been talking about that today. But yesterday my instructor said the last 2 days are the two best days I've skied in my life. And I've been skiing for 40 years, right? So the bottom line is, even an old dog can learn new tricks. And the same thing it's about applying it. In fact, how you really truly learn something is three parts. It's elaborative encoding, which means you take it into something you already know. Second is space repetition. And the third is recall, right? You recall it. So when I read a book, I underline everything. And then I'll be in a situation just like today. Everybody that's talked, I've applied some of the things that the beginning talk I gave, examples of how that actually is in nature. Because theory and processes without practical examples don't allow you to apply them into your life. I'd rather have you journal the areas that you need to work on, pick specifically one thing in there and start applying it. Because without space repetition, without recalling it, I'll have something where I cannot remember a name of something, and I'll spend the time to make sure we figure it out without looking it up, because that's called recollection. That's recall. That allows you to take the association areas in your brain and pick something out of your memory and then make it work. So you want to use all the parts of your brain, and input is only one of those. The output needs to be balanced. So you need to do things and apply those things. Does that
so
make
that
sense?
you can recall it. I think what you're saying is part of the learning is actually practicing it, sharing it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you look at emergence, as I showed, it's connection, it's warmth, it's updating your future, it's updating your relationships, it's updating and improving those things, making them more proficient, not less. Don't take relationships for granted. Add value into them, and that will pay you back in an incredible way. Cool.
Thank you.
You are welcome.